Okay, we are live. Hi,
Oh,
Tula. Well,
hello, Hynd. How are you?
hello. I am so honored and so happy to have you today, all the way from
I'm honored
Australia,
too.
where it's freezing. You saying we have summertime here in Morocco, and
What's the temperature there?
it's nice. It must be 26, 27, 28. So it's very
Oh,
pleasant.
that's great.
Yeah. What about
Great.
you?
It's
You have a
freezing
sweater.
here. Yeah.
Well, it's such an honor to have you, and I want to celebrate you and salute all the amazing thing you do
Oh, bless
around
you.
women empowerment and being such a driving force to help women boost their confidence, feel great, feel ready to embark in their profession. And that's why I really wanted to have you on this women empowerment platform. This is a platform where we invite different women working to help women, to be the voice for them, to inspire them, to share stories, but also to share strategies. So, welcome, Tula.
Thank you so much. It's so important, isn't it?
It is. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a bit about what you do so that we have some people joining? I can see them already. Please say where you're connecting from, and then I would love you to tell us about you and your journey and what brought you to be such an advocate and such a catalyst for women empowerment.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I've had, quite an extraordinary journey because I didn't really follow, what I call the matrix that we live in, that most of us are sort of conditioned to be part of. I became an actor because that's what I wanted to be, and because I started having panic attacks as a child, I got into personal growth at a very early age and spent a lifetime and fortune on personal and spiritual growth, and became very passionate about empowering people,
Mhm.
and especially women, because I've been through so many things that other women have as well. Um, and that's how I became a mentor and coach. And then
Mm.
I was suddenly, everything I've done, I've been, because I'm quite spiritual, I've
Mhm.
been always been guided. I've followed my inspiration and guidance all my life, and I was guided to empower women specifically. And I actually, when I was guided to do that, I wondered why just women, when people need, women and men need
True.
empowerment. But
True.
I looked into statistics for women, and because I live in Australia, I looked into Australian statistics to begin with, and I
Mhm.
found that, you know half our middle-aged women are aging in poverty because they don't even have superannuation, which is
Mhm.
our retirement fund, right?
Okay.
In Australia.
Mhm.
Um, the other thing was 1 in 3 women are abused in intimate relationships. One woman dies every week as part, a victim of domestic violence. Then
Wow. Those are
55,
numbers in Australia?
this is just in Australia, right?
A
And
lot.
55.8, I think it was when I did the research, 55.8%
Mhm.
uh, actually overweight, obese, and a
Mhm.
lot of women with health issues as well.
Mhm.
And, I've had my own issues. So what happened was I was actually guided because I tried everything, in terms of personal spiritual growth. So I put together my own legacy formula in an online program to empower women personally and professionally so that they can start their own business, do what they love, or start another revenue stream,
Okay.
especially online, which is really current at the moment.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I hope this isn't too long-winded an
No,
answer.
this is amazing. This is amazing. So those numbers that are quite scary for women. I mean, that's in Australia. I think in the rest of the world, maybe this number is even higher. Um,
Exactly.
and so, how do you? I know that you are very much into, and I mean, policies and working with women empowerment policies around the world.
Yeah.
How do you see that as it compares to the rest of, the global drive for gender equality and improving health for women and education for women. How is that compared in Australia? Do you see them more advanced in terms of application of this, or is it the same as all around the world?
I think that we still have our problems here in Australia, and there has been a lot of light shining on it, especially with the Me Too movement. There was quite a scandal and, protests and everything in the last, very recently, even in the last year, for women.
Hmm.
And I think there's a new government that's just come in that is putting a lot more emphasis on empowering women.
Hmm.
So I think that in terms of, I mean, when I first did the research, I was actually really surprised that this was happening in a developed nation, Australia,
Yeah,
even at this time and age.
that's
Um,
true.
and given the state of the world, and where it is at the moment, and the fact that I know this is deviating a little bit from our subject, but the way that it's been, where we've come to in this day and age, it's clear to me that empowering female leaders is vital for our cultural survival. So, getting back to answering your question, which is in comparison to the rest of the world, I think we are doing better
Hmm.
because there are parts of the world that are really, really suffering. I mean, look at Afghanistan at the moment, where um, girls are not allowed to have adult high school education. Look
Hmm.
at, for last year, I sponsored a woman in Harare in
Hmm.
Zimbabwe,
Hmm.
the leader of another 9 women, Maria Bawayi. I
Okay.
hope I'm saying her name correctly. And I sponsored her with everything, all the resources that my company
Yeah.
has to offer.
Yeah.
And women there, most of the women there in Zimbabwe, or her group, were actually abandoned by their husbands, and they had a number of children that they couldn't even afford to take to school or clothe in uniforms. I mean, we have, then there are women in India where actually the G100 that we're both a
Yes.
part of originates, okay? And what about all the acid attacks? I mean, around the world, things are a lot worse than they are here in Australia. But the fact that this is still happening in developed nations where women are paid less, where they are less employable as they get older, where
Hmm.
they, all these things
Yes.
make it vital for us. And I'm just so happy that the G100 movement is happening.
Yes,
Where
that's true.
we're gathering 35 million women around the world to affect real change.
Yes,
It's
which is
amazing.
amazing.
It's come true. And
That's
it's
true because
you.
yeah, because I agree because I think to have a change happening is not just one person who's going to do it. It's really to create a ripple effect by helping and empowering more women so that they can also play that same role, empowering more women in their community, in their families, and that's when you will start seeing changes. I see a lot of people saying hello in the chat from LinkedIn. Hi, it's very nice to have you with us, and a lot of gentlemen also. We are very happy to have you. So this is very great. And surprisingly enough, in every part of the world, we do still have issues related to with gender equality and to women being paid, or women having the confidence to carry on their belief and they want to do. But I know you do a lot of work for that. So do you want to share a bit about how do you
Yes,
help women
actually, you
boost their
touched
confidence? Mm.
Thank you so much, Hynd. Firstly, with a lot of men joining us, I just want to say one
And
thing.
also Anna saying hello on YouTube.
Hello, hi everyone.
Mhm.
I do want to say that I've had the most amazing men actually support what I'm doing with my company, Areti Goddess Events.
Mhm.
And I want to thank them because there are a lot of men that are passionate about empowering women. And especially one guy that I really would like to mention, and he's on Twitter. He always follows my tweets and he
Mhm.
always retweets my tweets. And that's Julian Kendall, I think his name is.
That's nice.
He's on Twitter actually. But in terms of confidence, I will say that in my journey, having spent a lifetime and fortune on personal spiritual growth myself, the one underlying issue that I have found is self-worth. And everything emanates from that. I mean, our ability to achieve goals, absolutely everything comes down to the one issue of self-worth and confidence. And I do want to say that in my online program, which is now my legacy, the Areti Goddess online program, the first module, which is to silence your inner critic, that critic that we have going on all the time.
Yeah.
And boost your confidence is absolutely free. So everyone is welcome, although it is geared towards women. You're most welcome to.
Well, but we have a lot of women. Look at, I want to recognize Saida. So nice to have you with us. Yes, let's empower each other. Congratulations. Keep shining. Thank you very much, Saida, for being with us. And thank you for your beautiful comments. It is, empowerment is everyone and just not one person. But I
That's
think once you do it and once we join hands and we thrive towards the same goal, then it helps. So tell us more, and women listening, what can you share as that would help them boost their confidence and help them in their career? What could be some easy
okay.
strategy they can apply today?
Okay. I'll give you one exercise that I actually give to everyone, and that is to get in front of the mirror and say, I love you.
Mm,
That is one very powerful exercise to give women to boost their confidence, and actually men as well, is to get in front of the mirror and spend a few minutes every day saying, I love you. And you will be amazed at how difficult and challenging that is to begin with. It
that's
takes
true.
time, doesn't it? I mean, that is a
It
simple thing.
does, because it's like we hear that a lot and we know we do it. It's like really loving yourself, but doing it, I mean, it's not from a mechanic perspective. You're not going to look at yourself, say I love you, but really feel it, like
Yeah,
be.
exactly. It's a lot harder than you actually think.
Yeah,
It's a lot more challenging. I mean, and the the trick is to keep saying it for a few minutes every single day until you actually believe it.
huh, yeah. When do you start believe it? If someone really say, okay, let me do the exercise, let me try it, and I'll just look at myself and say I love you, like truly, and I just look at it and feel it, and I say love the idea. Yes, it's true. We're going to start it.
Anna's
um,
my cousin, actually.
that's
Hi,
amazing. So nice to see you with us.
it's great to see you. I'm glad you can see who's watching because I can't see it. But
Yeah, but
and
I'm
thank
pulling
you to my
here. Here's another comment.
cousin.
So I'm pulling all the comments so that you can read them with me.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you, Sadia. So how
And
do you do
how long does it take? How long it takes is actually dependent on the degree at which we hate ourselves. So,
that?
if you keep at this every single day, and this is where I say we all need a coach. You hire a coach because you need a coach for tennis, you need a coach for business, you need a coach for this, you need a coach for that. But the fact is that we can never do it alone. Okay, so if you are not consistent, it takes time and practice to reprogram our subconscious emotional mind. So if you can't do it on your own, you need a coach to keep you on track. And that is one exercise that I give my clients actually, is to get in front of the mirror and say, I love you every single day for a few minutes.
So you said something very important, which is that the impact of "I love you" will change depending on how much the person love or hate herself. How do you think a person will be aware of the fact that she hates herself? She probably doesn't
I
want to
think,
recognize that.
okay, I think there's a way that you can actually determine how you feel about yourself. And it is one aspect of discovering what your level of self worth is. And that is coming down to the question of how you treat yourself. How do you treat yourself every single day? Is this good for me? Is this bad for me? And that is the degree to which we love or hate ourselves. And it's not
Mm.
unusual for us to hate ourselves, and it's, if you find that you do hate yourself, know that you're not alone. Because, you know, that is the way that I think that you can actually determine how much you love or hate yourself is what do you eat? Is this good for me to eat? What do you do for yourself? Is this good for me to do for myself? What relationships are you in? Is this relationship good for me or bad for me? Does that answer the question?
Oh yes, which is like really to share this with the amazing women and men who are watching us.
Yeah,
It is important to understand and realize and know how much you appreciate yourself and how much you love yourself and how much you hate yourself. And you do that by, as you said, what is it that you eat? Are you eating something so that it's good for you? Are you
yeah,
treating yourself so that you actually treating yourself properly? Are you
yeah.
honoring yourself as a person,
Are you
as a human
respecting
being?
yourself? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because we don't often. We think we do, but we let ourselves at the end of all the responsibilities that seems to be coming in front. And yeah. So do
Well,
you think so?
sorry, did I?
No.
One example that comes to mind is, starting out as an actor. I mean, a lot of people are very self-destructive, and actors are known for it.
Mm,
Drugs, alcohol, you name it, self-destruction. And I remember when I first started out as an actor, which was actually the most character building thing I've done in my life, and a lot of my learning came from that as well. Is I remember early on in the day, some of the things that affect our self-worth. For instance, as a young actor, I would go into castings or, auditions, and I would worry about what everyone else thought of me, and that's
mm,
one symptom of self-worth, and worrying about what other people think of you. And then
mm,
the other part of it was going for, what we called high stake auditions, where the job is so important to you. It's a film that you really, really want to do. And then getting to the last, getting to the short list, getting to the last two, and then missing out, and then trashing yourself because you didn't get it. That
mm.
self-destructive thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's hard. That's very
Yeah.
hard, but we do that. It's like, okay, somebody's on diet, and then you have, you're not supposed to eat cupcakes or chocolate, and then you forget, you take one. I'm like, you know what? I've already ruined it, so I might as well finish the whole box.
Yeah,
And you just
exactly, exactly.
finish the
Well,
whole
that's
box.
the thing, we're human too. You can't be too rigid about these things, and we have to have days where we just let it all loose.
Yeah. And it's okay to have that, but it just, you need to come back on track of things.
Yeah, and that brings me the thought of, I think it's important that I define why I called my company Areti Goddess Events to empower.
Mm, true.
The
Powerful
thing
name.
is, Areti is actually my baptized name, and the definition of Areti, she was a goddess in ancient Greek mythology, and
Okay.
the definition is virtue, excellence, highest potential. So I thought that's perfect. But the goddess definition is actually about being, which is what you talked about, cupcakes, right?
Yeah.
It's about honoring and loving the light and the shadow within us. And that's really important because most of us will deny, but most of us will say, I'm a really good person,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
don't we? We
Mm-hmm.
like to think we're good people. We do good things, you
That's
know.
true.
But the fact is that all of us have yin and yang, the light and the shadow. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact is that until we realize, acknowledge, and love the light and the shadow equally, we're not fully realized. And that's what goddess represents who we are and who we're not.
Okay. Okay. So that shadow, what will that be? The part you don't like about yourself?
Shadow would be all the negative emotions that we don't like to have. You
Yes.
know, anger, jealousy,
Mhm.
uh, resentment, hate, all those things, they're all a part of us. And we have to accept that they are a part of us, and as the more that we actually acknowledge and love the shadow and the light within us, the less likely we are to be extreme in destructive ways. Does that make sense? I think you've frozen. Are you still there? Is everyone still there?
Sorry, I think we
Oh,
froze for a bit. We froze for a little bit, but we're back.
did we lose each other? What did we lose?
So we were talking about the shadows, how we need to really love everything. We need to like the good part of the positivity, but also the shadow and the negative emotions.
Yeah, and in actual fact, I don't know if you caught it, but what I said was that when we love and accept the shadow and light alike, that's when we become fully realized, and we're less likely to be extreme either way.
And that's where you are grounded, where you can be average and a normal, not like going from one side to another. That's very
and
important.
and extraordinary at the same time,
Hmm.
because we
So
all have a unique gift to share with the world, don't we? But that's kind of beaten out of us as we grow, and with our conditioning and obligation and everything that's piled onto us through life.
yeah, that's very true. Because and we have all those responsibilities that sometimes are so heavy. It makes you, it makes you completely sunk into the impossible. It's like what feels just like too difficult, too hard. I don't know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it. So you stimulate yourself in that direction, and it goes all the way to the negative, a vortex of negativity, and it's hard.
It
Yeah.
is hard, especially, when we're surrounded by what's happening in the world at the moment and what has been happening for the last couple of years. I mean, that's part of the reason that I published my new book, Journey to Ease and Grace, which is available on Amazon, is
Okay.
because, the fact is that regardless of what is going on in the world, we can actually achieve a state of mind and being where we're not affected by what's the chaos that is around us, and we can actually create from the inside out, which is the way that we create anyway.
Exactly.
Everything comes from our imagination.
Hmm. And everything comes from within us. So when you are able to believe in that and value it, you can let that inner strength guide you. Very good. Tell us more about your book.
Oh, lovely.
Congratulations.
It's actually, I'm really excited about my new book and it's had great reviews, like on Google and everything. Because it's kind of like my own journey from struggle and drama to ease and grace, but it's also a workbook that you can work with every single day, and it has step-by-step instructions to live the life you love. So I'm really excited about it, especially in this world climate.
Hmm.
Really, really important.
So, can you tell me more about the name, and then we can put a link here for whoever wants to get the book?
Oh,
You said it's on
it's
Amazon.
on Amazon. It's called Journey to Ease and Grace. It's for men and
Journey to Ease
women.
and Grace. Excellent. I will add the link to below this video.
I don't know. Oh, actually, I wonder if I can hang on. Oh, I might lose you though.
That's
I
okay.
don't
You,
know
I
how
will.
to
I will.
do it.
That's all right. After the video, I will add the link so that whoever is watching, he'll find the link below the video.
Oh,
So
that's
I will
great.
add
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it without losing you. So, and
That's okay. That's okay. So what is
I just, oh, sorry. Go on.
no? So the book is a biography. It's your biography, but also guidance for people to change their lives. Or what is it about?
Yeah, so basically, yes, it is my own journey, but it's also like having it, the best way I can describe it is having your own sort of personal coach that you can look in, you can access every single day. So
Mm.
it's kind of like step-by-step instructions that you can use, including how to set the right goals, because you don't want to set goals to try and solve a problem, because you create more of the same. You
Right.
have, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's step by step how to achieve your goals so that you can live the life that you love, you know, and create anything you'd like, even in this environment. So it's about not being affected by what's going on, not buying into current results, but buying into your goal results, the results that you want to, or you
Achieve.
would love, you desire to have. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. Mm.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it. It's my pride and joy at the moment. But also, in terms of confidence, my legacy online program, the Areti Goddess online program. I just want to say though, if that's okay, Hind, I just want to say I'm really grateful to you because we connected on Facebook, and you actually invited me to become a part of the G100, which is the Global Women's Empowerment Summit.
Mhm.
And I just want to say that you are my global chair,
Mhm.
and I'm the Australian chair for entrepreneurship. So I want to invite Australian women to join us.
Absolutely.
But what I want to say about it is that I've long advocated and spooked about the power of women coming together and empowering each other. And I'm really grateful that you have brought me into the fold. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to you.
Oh, well, you're so welcome. And I'm so honored to have you and to have a representation from Australia. And I know we will get more women to come from Australia and different parts. You already invited two ladies from Australia. So we'll invite more to join us. And this together, we can really become a voice to empower women, but also to help them become entrepreneurs, to help them create their own economies and create their own finance. Because by being financially autonomous, women feel their self-worth is growing and their self-value is bigger, and that's what we want more, because more a woman is happy, believes in herself, is confident, more she will prepare a better generation and future generation, and her children will be that same. And this is how we can really be part of a better future for all of us. So this is
That
amazing.
It
Yeah.
is amazing. And it's really important because it is vital for our cultural survival. I mean, look at the world the way it is right now. The
Mhm.
fact, if, more female leaders will mean more collaboration over competition, and women are more strategic and more multi-dimensional, multifaceted. We are proven to be great when we're leading. So I think it's really important. Thank you for doing what you're doing as well.
Thank you, Mariam, for this beautiful comments. You
Oh,
make
thank
me
you,
smile.
Marion.
You
Thank
make
you.
us smile. We love you, and we love you all for joining us. What would you like to say as concluding remarks, Tula, on this platform?
What I would like to say is together we will rise and together we will thrive. And I'm really excited about all of this happening.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you. Such an honor to have you with us today. Thank you for joining in for this Women Empowerment series. We'll have more amazing ladies coming and invited to share stories, to share inspiring, motivational strategies that can help you to empower, to power up, and to create a better world for you, for us, and for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye bye. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.